How would you feel if you knew that every challenge, every triumph, every person you've ever loved or lost wasn't random? That you, before this life, chose all of it, your family, your soulmate, even the struggles you're facing right now. And here's the real kicker. There's a way to break free from it all. The cycle of reincarnation, or the wheel of life, is a system described in many spiritual and Hermetic traditions. It represents the soul's journey through multiple lifetimes, with each incarnation offering opportunities for growth, learning, and resolving karmic imprints. Central to many esoteric teachings, this journey is part of a cosmic design for evolving consciousness and fulfilling divine will. Many traditions such as Hermetic, Hindu, Buddhist, and mystical Christian share key ideas about reincarnation, emphasizing free will balanced by karma. Karma connects the soul to specific lessons while preserving its choice to align with its spiritual goals. The physical world, seen as dualistic and dense in spiritual teachings, offers the soul a chance to grow and refine its divine nature. Driven by the call of the infinite, the soul enters the material realm to experience polarity, for example, light, dark, pleasure, pain, and gradually transcend illusions of the physical world. Free will and karma are central to the soul's journey. Hermetic philosophy describes the soul as a co-creator of its reality, shaped by karmic consequences from past lives. Karma educates rather than punishes, ensuring the soul experiences effects of its actions for growth and balance. Choosing an incarnation is a collaborative process involving the soul, spiritual guides, and cosmic intelligence. In the interlife or between lives state, the soul reviews past actions, assesses progress, and sets future goals. Spiritual guides offer wisdom, but the soul ultimately decides, reflecting Hermetic ideals of responsibility and sovereignty. Before you ever took your first breath, your soul was in a realm beyond time, beyond form, a place where choices are made, contracts are forged, and destinies are set in motion. Imagine standing before a vast council of ancient guides, reviewing every possible path your life could take. You didn't just pick a life. You chose your challenges, your greatest loves, even the people who would hurt you. Why? Because every experience you'd face in this life would teach your soul something it couldn't learn anywhere else. But here's the twist. Your soul didn't act alone. There are karmic ties, ancient contracts that bind you to others. Yes, even your soulmate wasn't a random encounter. They've likely walked this journey with you through countless lives, playing different roles in each. Before entering the physical world, the soul exists in a state of pure consciousness, deeply connected to the source of creation, referred to as the divine God or universal mind. In this timeless state of unity, the soul experiences no separation, limitation, or duality. However, even in this blissful state, the soul feels an innate desire to grow, experience, and understand. This longing leads it to incarnate in the material world, where challenges and opportunities for growth abound. The soul's decision to incarnate stems from its desire for growth and self-discovery. The physical world serves as a school, offering experiences like emotions, relationships, and challenges that are impossible in its original state. Each soul has a unique mission, focusing on learning specific lessons such as compassion, forgiveness, self-love, or courage. These lessons help refine the soul, bringing it closer to its divine essence and contributing to the evolution of consciousness. This mission isn't tied to worldly achievements, but to spiritual growth and fulfilling its role in the greater cosmic design. Before its first incarnation, the soul carefully selects the circumstances that align with its purpose and the lessons it needs to learn. The soul chooses physical traits, including genetic factors, abilities, and potential health challenges. These are not random, but tailored to the soul's growth. The family serves as a foundation for early experiences, providing both challenges and support to teach important lessons. For instance, a soul-learning patient might choose a challenging family dynamic. The cultural, social, and historical context of birth shapes the soul's experiences and opportunities for growth. The soul identifies individuals it will encounter in life, such as soulmates, mentors, or adversaries, who play crucial roles in its development. These choices form the soul's blueprint, and the first incarnation is foundational, focusing on survival and understanding the material world. Over time, the soul learns to balance physical and spiritual aspects. The physical world presents stark contrasts to the soul's original state. Upon incarnating, the soul experiences separation from its divine source, creating a sense of duality and isolation. This can lead to confusion, fear, or longing for divine connection, often described as homesickness for the divine. Additionally, the soul must adapt to physical limitations like time, space, and human emotions, which are essential for its growth and evolution. Even in its first incarnation, the soul is not alone. Spiritual guides, beings of light or higher consciousness, accompany the soul, offering wisdom and support. While these guides provide subtle encouragement and help navigate the physical realm, the soul retains free will and can choose to accept or ignore this guidance. The soul also maintains a deep connection to its divine origin, which manifests as intuition, dreams, or moments of clarity, reminding it of its higher purpose and mission. But here's where it gets even deeper. What happens after this life? How does your soul decide where to go next? And when, if ever, can you break free from this cycle entirely? But first, let's talk about the choices your soul makes after death. After the physical body dies, the soul transitions to the interlife or between lives realm, a state of pure consciousness beyond the limitations of the material world. In this state, the soul reflects on its previous life, reconnects with spiritual guides, and begins preparing for its next incarnation. This realm is not about reward or punishment, but serves as a space for learning, growth, and planning. One key aspect of this phase is the life review, where the soul examines its previous life from a broader, more detached perspective. The soul relives its actions, thoughts, and choices, experiencing their emotional impact on others. This process is educational, fostering a deeper understanding of the consequences of its actions. It helps the soul recognize areas where it grew and where lessons remain unfinished, setting the stage for future experiences. Karma plays a vital role in shaping the soul's journey. Far from being punitive, karma is about balance, teaching, and growth. Every action, thought, and emotion creates energetic ripples that eventually return to the soul. For example, a soul that caused harm might choose to experience a similar situation in its next life to develop empathy and understanding. Similarly, acts of kindness or generosity may result in positive opportunities and experiences in future lifetimes. The soul also forms soul contracts, agreements with other souls about relationships and dynamics in the next life. These contracts outline key relationships, such as family roles, romantic partnerships, or challenging connections, each designed to teach specific lessons. For instance, a soul might choose to be born to a particular family to learn patience or unconditional love. Two souls might plan to meet as romantic partners to explore trust and intimacy. Difficult relationships, such as with a rival or a challenging parent, could be planned to foster forgiveness or resilience. These contracts are flexible, allowing for adjustments based on the soul's free will and choices during life. Souls often incarnate with soul groups, clusters of closely connected souls that evolve together over many lifetimes. These groups provide mutual support and growth, with members appearing in various roles, like family, friends, mentors, or even adversaries, depending on the lessons needed. Some souls share particularly deep connections, such as soulmates, who help each other fulfill shared purposes, and twin flames, two halves of the same soul seeking balance and unity. After the life review and karmic assessment, the soul begins the creative and intentional process of designing its next incarnation. This involves several key decisions. The soul selects physical traits such as gender, appearance, and even potential health challenges, all tailored to support its mission and growth. The soul chooses a family dynamic that will provide the lessons or support it needs. For example, a nurturing family might help the soul develop self-worth, while a challenging family could foster resilience and strength. The soul selects broader factors such as its socioeconomic status, culture, and historical period, which shape the challenges and opportunities it will face. Some significant events, like meeting important people, facing life-changing challenges, or achieving milestones, are pre-planned to guide the soul's development. However, the soul retains flexibility to adapt to circumstances through its free will. While much of the next life is planned, the soul retains free will, which allows it to respond to life's events in unique ways. If a soul avoids a planned challenge, new opportunities may arise to ensure it learns the intended lesson. The universe continuously adjusts to support the soul's growth, offering creative ways to meet its spiritual goals. Once the planning is complete, the soul prepares for reincarnation. This involves crossing a veil that separates the spiritual and physical realms, causing the soul to forget its past lives and pre-birth plans. This forgetting ensures that the soul's experiences in the material world feel authentic and spontaneous. Despite this, subtle reminders of the soul's purpose persist. These may manifest as instincts, dreams, or a deep inner calling. Throughout life, the soul is guided by these inner signals and the influence of its spiritual guides, who remain a constant source of support and wisdom. You see, reincarnation is like a school. Each lifetime is a classroom where you learn lessons, clear karmic debts, and evolve. But here's the catch. Until you master certain lessons, you're bound to return over and over again. What determines your next family? Your next challenges? It all depends on the energy you've carried forward, the karma you've built, and the contracts you've yet to fulfill. Liberation, or freedom from the cycle of reincarnation, is not about escaping life, but transcending the illusions and limitations of the material realm. It allows the soul to exist in harmony with its divine source, experiencing unity, peace, and boundless creativity. This state, known as enlightenment, moksha, or ascension, is celebrated across various spiritual traditions. Enlightenment does not mean the soul loses individuality or ceases to exist. Instead, the soul becomes fully conscious of its divine nature, shedding layers of illusion that create separation. In this state, the soul can choose to remain in higher dimensions of existence or return to the physical plane as a guide or teacher, free from karmic obligations. Achieving liberation is a gradual process of spiritual awakening and mastery, requiring the soul to release attachments, resolve karma, and align with universal truths. The journey begins with cultivating self-awareness. The soul must recognize its patterns, desires, and fears, understanding how these bind it to the material world. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, and self-reflection enable the soul to observe thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. Inner work often involves addressing unresolved karma and healing wounds from past lives. By forgiving others, seeking forgiveness, and releasing resentment, the soul frees itself from energetic ties that perpetuate the cycle of reincarnation. Attachments to people, possessions, and outcomes tether the soul to the physical plane. The Hermetic principle of mentalism teaches that reality is shaped by thought. When the soul clings to material desires or fears, it reinforces its connection to the cycle of reincarnation. Detachment does not mean abandoning love or responsibility, but involves experiencing life fully without relying on external factors for happiness. A detached soul can love deeply, work passionately, and appreciate life's beauty while remaining free from dependence on outcomes. Liberation requires harmony with the universal principles governing existence. These include recognizing that every action creates ripples influencing the soul's journey, understanding the interconnectedness of all things and acting in ways that honor this unity. Raising one's vibrational frequency through thoughts, emotions, and actions that resonate with love, truth, and harmony. By living in alignment with these laws, the soul becomes a conscious co-creator with the divine, transcending physical limitations. The ultimate step toward liberation is the realization of the oneness of all existence. In the material world, the soul perceives itself as separate from others and the divine. Awakening unity consciousness dissolves this illusion, allowing the soul to experience its true nature as part of an infinite whole. This awakening often arises through deep spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, or mystical experiences. It can also occur spontaneously, triggered by profound love, loss, or moments of insight. The soul reaches liberation when it has learned the lessons it sought from the material world. This milestone is not dictated by external forces, but by the soul's own readiness to transcend. Signs of a soul nearing liberation include a diminished attachment to material success or failure, and a profound sense of inner peace, regardless of external circumstances, and also an unwavering love and compassion for all beings, a longing to return to the divine source or selflessly serve others, At this point, the soul chooses its next step. Some souls ascend to higher dimensions, exploring and creating within more subtle realms. Others may choose to reincarnate, not out of necessity, but as enlightened guides or teachers to assist others on their paths. Throughout history, enlightened beings, such as Buddha, Jesus, and other spiritual masters, have chosen to reincarnate. Unlike ordinary souls, they return not due to karmic necessity, but to uplift humanity. These beings, often called bodhisattvas or avatars, serve as reminders of the soul's potential for liberation. Hermetic teachings describe these beings as embodying the highest principles of wisdom, love, and power. Acting as bridges between the physical and spiritual realms, they offer guidance, inspiration, and support to those still navigating the cycle of reincarnation. By observing and learning from these enlightened beings, souls can find both encouragement and a roadmap for their own journey toward liberation. If you're ready to dive deeper, join me as we explore these mysteries together. Hit that subscribe button now.